Sorry it's taking so long. I recorded the first video and I had the microphone off, so I was just showing things and you wouldn't understand. So yeah, I apologize for taking so long to record the video. Yeah, thanks for putting the question. Actually made me look in a little bit deeper and try to figure out what was going on. And I apologize because I'm not a proficient yet in the morphine. I just started playing with it, but I give it a try and I think I found a solution, right? So let's first look at what was the question. What you wanted to do is like to be able to animate the door doing this kind of motion inside morphine, right? And if we look at like your file, you have like two objects. One is the door, and the other one is like all the houses that it's colored box, and plane.x is like the door, right? So if we would just export this directly to my files here, I'm gonna save it. Some L that sounds fine. I'm gonna replace, right? So now if we would import like this file into morphine here, right? Import the L, and let's look what's going on, right? So your first question was like it's very hard to see, right? All the objects are white, and you can actually see a little bit of the highlight there, so you can see where the door is, but it's hard to say. And you ask if there is an option to put a wireframe and how to do it. There is. If you open like the objects, right, and like in these little lines, you can change how the shading is, right? And as I said, I remember like the box is like all the houses, so let's change like the houses to be in wireframe mode, and then you actually can see where the door is much easier. And if you click on it and you see right now if we would select like the door, right, you see the pivot point is in the middle of the door, which is strange because if you remember in Nomad you actually had like where the pivot of a real door would be like in the edge, right? And why is that? What's going on? So let's go to, because we haven't done anything in morphine, so probably coming from Nomad. So let's go back to Nomad and have a look on it, right? So you see in Nomad your pivot actually is where it's supposed to be. And one hint about it is like if you click on the pivot and you look, you can actually see that your matrix it's all different, right? So if I would like reset the matrix, and I would see like where the center of the word is pretty much like the middle of the door, and that is what morphine is actually seeing, right? So how you actually can have the pivot of the door where you wanted it to have is like if you would move it now to the origin. So now like the where your pivot is in the center of the word in the 0, and you would bake it, right? Now this object would have like the pivot in the right location, right? So I would like rotate it a little bit here, move it down, scale it down a little bit. Which one was I think the circle is like scale all the objects. I mean you could spend some time to make it more properly, but anyway. And again, it's something that is important to understand. Like when you're doing rigging, it's always good like to bake your matrix. You don't want to have like unscaled values like this. So remember to bake your scale. All right. We can also like bake the rotation, and we leave like the translation where it is, right? Because we don't want to bake the translation, otherwise the people would come like when you open the morphine, it would be on the 0. So if I would export this now, let's see as a save to my files. Let's put like this a new name, L2, save, replace. And you can see here I did this before. So let's delete like the whole group. If you delete like the V, it's gonna delete everything, right? So we delete that and we can import. So L2, and we look at confirm, right? So what we're actually looking for is like the position of the pivot to see if now it's in the correct location. And you can see it is. It's like if I select this object, you can see now you could actually already animate like the door like that, right? So, but there is like on the way to come to here, I realized like one other option that you actually can do, which is actually it would be my preferred way in doing this, is actually using, if you would move like this to move the object to the center of the word, so I would reset this. So it's in the 0, 0, and you would create here a group, right? So now the door is a child of this group. And if you can think like the group, if the group is pretty much like a reset of a matrix, right? And you can actually now position the group in the location where you want it to be. Right, let's say the door is now here. This is a giant mega door, but it is fine. It's just for example, right? And now we're gonna export it again. Save the files as L3. So let's go back to morphin. Let's start a new project. Okay, let's import it. Import L3, open. Okay, and you see now if you open like your hierarchy here, you can actually see like the way it's structured. You actually have like the group, and now you can animate like the group or the object, right? Think if you could actually have as a second layer, right? You can actually select the object, and you can see like how the pivot flips. If you see the color of the axis, they actually flip. You see like now this one has X pointing down, and if I select the door actually is pointing forward, right? So you can see like that they have like some rotation on the matrix. But yeah, the good thing about creating a new group is that it's gonna give you a matrix that is aligned to the word, right? So yeah, if you select like it should give you a matrix that's more correct. And then you can animate this the way you do. You create like a keyframe, go to frame 10, adjust the position, add a keyframe, frame 20, adjust the position. Oops. Select like the object, like this one. Oh, not like that. Yeah, sorry. Sometimes it's kind of hard because if you select in the middle, you move like in all axes. Yeah, put the keyframe, and now you can see. Yeah, here is your door animated. Yeah, I hope like this helps, and I apologize. I'm not used to make this kind of videos, but I try to help. So let me know if you did, and thanks for the question.